G'day and welcome to Inside NBA. This is the crossover. I am Matty G, and this is Mattrix. Is there a beer involved, or is it just a beer hat today?
No. It's a little Suntory.
Oh, a little Suntory, a little bit of a double lemon. Well, we're going to teach you how to make double ups on your week this week. Teach you or just tell you how you can make double ups on your back-to-back streams for the week, who you're looking to chase down and pick up. How's the weekend going, Matty? I've been in some absolutely thrilling battles.
Mate, well, it feels like about 70 degrees at the moment. We got 70 mil of rain last night. And again, winning all my Yahoo leagues and losing most of my ESPN leagues, which seems to be a staple.
Which seems to be this is like a norm for you right now, considering like you're an ESPN truther and I'm a Yahoo truther, and it's been your Yahoo year, but not your ESPN year.
I think I've overthought it with ESPN. Drafted Jordan Poole in too many leagues.
Oh, that'll be the death of you. It's also the death of the Wizards, so don't worry. You've got something in common with a real NBA franchise. Hey, we're going to get down to a Week 15 preview straight up after this.
Welcome to the Ultimate Super Coach and Fantasy Sports Show. You are now listening to the Insight Fantasy Sports Podcast.
Can I be honest, Matty? I know what the people want. They're here for a good time, not a long time. And so I know for the good time, they want to get all down to the preview of the week to find out what's going on. Matty, take us through there's pretty much you've got one or two beasts this week. It's 3 or 4 gamers.
He's heating up.
Yeah, look, it probably should be noted for start that there's 2 short game days, and that's Tuesday and Sunday. Otherwise, on Monday, there's 8 games. On Wednesday, there's 8 games. On Thursday, there's 7 games. On Friday, there's 8 games. And on Saturday, there's the big 10-game slate. So it's really well spread out this week, which is nice for us.
Matty, I'll call it again from the preview. I think you've got the wrong data up the top there from the 29th. There's 12 on Monday, 5 Wednesday, 10 Sorry, yeah. I'll go back from the preview and start it again. It's up the top. It's the 12-5 in that. So I'll give me 1 second.
Yeah, just load it up. It loaded up the wrong day. Yep.
Yeah, here we go. That's a good.
He's heating up.
Yeah, Matty, there's 2 things. There's 3 or 4 gamers, right? What's going on this week?
There's only 3 or 4 gamers. There's a big Monday with 12, a small Tuesday with 5, a big Wednesday with 10. Thursday there's only 4. So that'll be one that we target. Friday 10, 6 on Saturday, and 9 on Sunday. Still a pretty well spread out week, I think.
Yeah, it is. The 12 gamers is always going to throw you. That means 24 teams of action across the NBA, and then 20 teams on Wednesday and Saturday. Who are our 3-teamers? Oh, there's basically, you said, there's 3 and 4 guys. Let's talk about the 4-team people for the week. Who are our 4-team people? Because these are the ones with the 4 games in the week, and everyone else plays 3. So you can kind of look for them how they go.
Yeah, so you got Boston, you've got Charlotte, Charlotte's been a big target for a lot of guys. You've got the Cavs, you've got the Nuggets, you've got the Rockets, you've got the Pacers, you've got the Clippers, you've got the Lakers, you've got the Grizzlies, the Heat, the Bucks, the Wolves. Holy moly, you've got everyone. You got the Knicks, you've got the Thunder, you've got the Magic, you've got the 76ers, the Suns, Portland Trailblazers, Sacramento Kings, San Antonio Spurs, the Jazz, and of course the lowly Wizards.
And the Pacers as well. They've got 4 games as well. They've been rolling 4-game weeks, left, right, and center this quality week. Now, with all these games, like Matty said, that means there's only a certain amount of teams with quality games. Now, the most that have quality games this week, and when we talk about quality games, it's the games where there's not so many on or their opponents low. We talk about this quality of game. So if we talk about, to use Boston as my first example, so the quality games with 3 this week are Boston, the Pacers, the Lakers, the Knicks, the 76ers, and Utah. For example, Boston, they are up on the game set on the Thursday, and then on the Tuesday, they have a game. So that's where you get their 2 quality games from them. They've also got a game that they draw up on the Sunday, which is 9. So they've also got one on the Monday. Not so much a quality game for them because there's 12 games of action on, which limits you somewhat, but you do have room against those. And Sunday's quality game is against the lowly Memphis Grizzlies. Of course, I mentioned your favorite team in the NBA, Matty.
Yeah, look, they're a great fantasy team at the moment.
They are right for the picking. Vince Williams, Santi Aldama's getting some minutes. Johnny Conchar is shooting up the. Are you a Conchar truther?
Yeah. I always like Conchar. He sits in the corner and knocks down his shots.
And Santi Aldama, you love your Santi.
Yeah. I've had him for a couple leagues in most comps. And Scottie Pippen, he looks good.
You were right on this. You messaged me the other night because you filled in, and thanks very much for doing Thursday's show. I was like, "What did you talk about tonight?" You're like Scottie Pippen Jr. That's all you wanted to talk about. I'm like, was there anyone else about the trade with Terry Rozier or anything? And you just replied again, "No, Scottie Pippen Jr."
And you know what? Fuck you for not putting him on the title screen. Fucking off you.
I'm sorry. I had a really nice picture of Terry Rozier wearing the worst Miami Heat uniform. I hate all those statement jerseys. I would have to say Indiana Pacers, like City Edition jersey for the in-season tournament for this, like number one with the bullet, and just like should have never been put out the crapshoot was the Heat Culture jersey from Miami.
Yeah, that was awful.
I think it's absolutely awful. Also, what's not awful is Bonus Bank. They're very good. They're very, very good to give you 25% off your first month subscription, teach you how to make the most of match betting if you use promo code INSIDE. And this is brought to you by them. We're talking about guys who you can make the most quality from, like our good friends at Bonus Bank. If you got a bet with mates account, if you want to make best out of the multis, the parlay, the offers on offer, they have it for you. Now, this week in the preview, we've got 3 and 4. So these guys play 3 games in 4. You've got Chicago, OKC, Orlando, Phoenix, and Portland. Now that goes through this Sunday through the Wednesday in the week. You've got Boston, the Cavs, the Lakers, the Knicks, the 76ers, and Jazz. These guys run from their Monday to Thursday games. Indiana has that again this week, like they did last week in week 14, running through Tuesday into Friday. You've got the Cavs again. They've got this. They kind of back up nicely between their Sunday to Wednesday run with their Wednesday to Saturday run with how their games are paced out this week, which is nice for the Cavs. So we get some extra value out of Cavs guys, like you mentioned earlier. Sam Merrill, he comes into play a little bit more. Darius Garland could return at some point in week 15. That's the biggest news for them. Sacramento and San Antonio playing Wednesday to Saturday. And Maddie, as a former Victor Wembanyama owner, I think one of the biggest things to note is this. Victor Wembanyama has had his minutes lifted to 30, and Pop says that he is now playing back-to-backs like he is right now. He's playing a back-to-back game as we speak. Maddie, that just changes. Do you wish you'd kept him, or are you happy with what you got back for that trade?
No, I'm happy with what I got back for it.
Yeah, you made him mince out of that. And then look, obviously this has been a big change around for him. Also, you've got the games. You've got 4.
Devin Booker was one of the guys that come across.
You got a couple back.
What did he drop yesterday? 60 odd. Yeah,
75 points, 80 points. Is there any stopping NBA scorers these days?
No. To answer that question, no.
This was like Booker yesterday. And Luka was just like someone was taking the piss out of the same draft. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, wait, it was like Karl Anthony Towns getting benched and not getting up to get to his 70 and his 60s. It's like, no, I've got 70 in the bag. Don't worry about it, Luka says. Look, you got 4 games in 6 nights. You've got the Pacers, the Grizz, OKC, Orlando, Phoenix, and Portland. Now, that's your Sunday stream running through to Friday at the beginning of this week. And that's really important to note as well, that I think one of the other things we can look at is where you want to make the most out of the last of your week, your current week, and bump in week 14 and bump that into the beginning of 15. Sunday through Friday, the Cavs, we said Lakers, Knicks, Philadelphia, Sacramento, the Spurs, and Monday through Saturday, you've got those guys. And Indiana is the only Tuesday to Sunday team for them, Maddie. So there is some value with quality games and making the most out of them. But Maddie, how do you attack a schedule when you see so many games on? What do you do in advance for your week?
Look, sometimes I just wait until the actual day with days like this, because it doesn't really matter if you pick up, say, you're picking up fringe guys anyway, but a fringe Boston Celtics guy on the Tuesday just for the indie game, because however many games are on the Monday at the moment, they're probably not getting a run for me anyway in most formats, the way that it works out. But you know what? I have a look at maybe, Kristaps Porzingis being out and go, hey, maybe Sam Hauser will get a bit more of a run, or somebody along those lines. I sort of try and tie the injury report in with the back-to-backs and see what's available. When I have a look at the Cavs, I go, well, maybe, I don't need to add him straight away. Monday, Tuesday isn't real good, but a back-to-back Wednesday and Thursday, hey, let's look at Caris LeVert. who's in my waivers in some of my leagues. So yeah, that's sort of how I target it. So.
Look, I also look at it from this way, like you said as well. I look at the Chicago Bulls this week. They're playing on the 5-game Tuesday, so I'm going to get a burnout of any one of my pickups from them, like my Patty Williams, my Ao DeSumus. They also then tap into the night of a second game set on the Wednesday. It's a 10-game, but it's full. So what I do is I check my roster, and I set my roster for the week in advance, and I see where I have opportunities or where there might be an available roster spot on that day. So let's say I do need a forward, not a guard for those 2 spots. Cool. Patrick Williams becomes the ad for me to stream in if I wanted that, because they're playing the Charlotte Hornets on the second night. I can get 2 games out of the 1 ad, which is how I'm going to maximize that throughout. There are some back-to-backs this week. I'll run through them really quickly. On the Sunday to Monday, again, the Monday is a massive game, so just be careful with your roster spots. You've got the Grizz, OKC, the Magic, the Suns, and the Trailblazers. Sunday and Tuesday, you've got these ones, of course, because the Sunday to Tuesday, I think, Maddie, let's say Monday is completely stocked for you. I know it's not a back-to-back, but if you have a jam-packed roster and you want to win your week on 14, which you should be looking to do, like just to make that shit tight, and you can roll into your Tuesday, you can hit up a Hawk, a Bull, a Pacer, or Toronto. Now, if you're looking for the legitimate, like, oh, it's 2 nights, so it's 2 games. If you have a roster spot for the Monday to Tuesday, like you said, the Celtics are a look. The Lakers are a look. Your Jared Vanderbilt is getting minutes. Your Rui Hachimura is out there. The New York Knicks, Philadelphia 76ers, and the Utah Jazz. You go into your Tuesday, Wednesday, you've got the Chicago Bulls. Now, like you said, Maddie, on that Wednesday, there is 10 games again. You can do your pseudo back-to-back with that one and play around with that a little bit. So if you want to skip the Wednesday, this is where the Celtics again come in really handy for you. The Pacers, the Knicks, the Pacers, blah, 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 blah. The Cavs.
Pacers, the Knicks.
And the Knicks. The Knicks, the Philadelphia 76ers, and the Jazz. Thursday and Friday, Indiana, Memphis. Thursday, Saturday, with the Friday being heavy, you've got the Cavs, the Lakers, the Knicks, and Philly. Friday and Saturday, the legit ones are the Hawks, the Warriors, Sacramento, and the San Antonio Spurs. And the Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers, we haven't spoken about that one. His Milwaukee Bucks, because he's apparently going to be with the team this week. Saturday and Sunday are the only back-to-back. So what do you think about
He was watching the last game from the coach's box, actually. From a corporate box, actually. I turned her on.
Do you like the fit for Doc Rivers in Milwaukee? Do you think what is their fate going to be now?
I'm not actually that convinced Doc Rivers is a fantastic coach. I'm always happy to be proven wrong. I'm sure he's an all right bloke. But look, he's proven they've got their guy. Look, as long as there's the talent there, as long as Giannis and Lillard buy in, hey, good things will happen. They obviously didn't buy in with the last coach. What was it, Adrian Griffin? Yeah, obviously
Adrian Griffin.
Didn't buy in with him. Yeah.
And Prunty, and I love the Prunty this week that they came out and said Joe Prunty's Prunty's our guy. He's got this, and then within 3 hours, 4 hours, it would be like, no, it's okay. We're going to get Doc Rivers. I think like one of the shortest interim coaching appointments of all time. It was an absolute bloody joke. Do you think Damian Lillard? Let's be honest, he's been a little bit underwhelming this season. You said it was maybe buy-in with Griffin or whatever. Like his percentages are almost career low levels at a point. Like he's. Yeah, and this is something we don't want from him. Do you think we see him step it up under new management, one would say?
No. I think this is the Lillard that we're going to see, a Lillard on a elite contending team now. I think he's had to take a bit of a step back. Like, yeah, you know what? He shot 50% last game. He shot 38% the game before. I think we're just going to have to cop that sometimes. He's getting a bit of heat, and some days it's going to be his day. Some day it's not. It probably takes a little bit away from Giannis, a little bit away from Lillard, and he's got a chance at a ring now, which he didn't have with Portland. So
100%. Look, and Milwaukee is looking strong. Look, to be fair, you look over his percentages, the one thing that's taken a massive ding with the bloke is his field goal percentage, and it is down this season, which is the one thing that we look. It's up and down all over the place. The 21-22 season, when we say that as well, though, it was only 402. This season, funnily enough, it's at 463. But like you said, when we say that, the percentages just don't seem to be consistent. Like there's games that he'll knock him down left, right, and center, and then he'll come around today and it'll be like a sub 400 performance from him. So you just would like to see some offensive consistency from him. I'd love to see him knock down some more open threes from those driving kicks or on the pick and roll game with Giannis. And I think we could maybe see that, and there's some chance there. But we haven't. You took a sip of a drink, and I haven't asked you this one. What about this, mate? Who's your squeeze of the week? Who have you really enjoyed this week? And of course, this is brought to you by our good friends to Standard Squeeze. Make sure you use promo code INSIDE15 for 15% off your order. You've got so much Standard Squeeze merchandise around you right now. At arm's length at any point in time, Maddie has something from Standard Squeeze. What's with you today? What's this? There you go.
This is our Standard Squeeze pack. I know that you can see a lot in the back there. But this is our Standard Squeeze pack. You can pour the perfect nip there. I actually have one of the double nip ones, which is one of my personal favorites with the way. But yeah, you can just get the perfect nip. You can just pour it into your glass, and you know exactly what's on. And
Mate,
you can put these in the freezer. My favorite thing is to put these in the freezer.
You said that. What do you do in the freezer with them?
Oh, you just put them in the freezer, and then it's cold when you get to take it anywhere. Put it in the esky. I always take an esky with me when I go camping or away for the weekend. So I'm good to go.
Perfect.
Hot to trot.
Mate, that's hot to trot. Can I just say my squeeze of the week off the bat is I'm just going to give my flowers to Luka for yesterday's massive performance. Like, we've just seen some ridiculous scoring performances in the last few weeks. And so the sixth person in NBA history to do what he's done in yesterday's game, you love to see it. So I'm going to give my squeeze of the week for basically saying, don't worry, book. I've got 70 in the bag coming out. I'm going to hit 73. Don't worry about your little game.
So it was just such a historic week with all of these massive scores. So naturally, I've picked somebody completely left field.
Go for
PJ
it.
Washington Jr., 43 points today. 43 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. For a guy that I was considered dropping, I tell you about playing for a contract for the LeBronto Raptors he was. Look, he's got a run in my team for another week with the squeeze of the week performance. 43 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Oh, PJ.
Mate, and he has gone up. He's gone up 5% with his performances in the last week. So he was down for a long time there. He came back off his injury. He missed the 4 games and a couple of really lean games for PJ, and then 20 and then 9. You know, it hurts your percentages a bit, but 43 is absolutely massive today. And it's a loss against Utah. Like, those guys put up in Charlotte a lot of points today. And yep, still not good enough. 43%. He's gone up.
I think Bridges had a ripper game as well. So
yeah, he's got up. He got a massive game. So did Nick Richards as well. So it was a big game from those guys today. He got it. Yeah, he was absolutely fantastic today. And I'm actually liking the fact of him possibly in a team. I've got him in a team. I think he got 21, but 8 from 19 today was Miles, but it was 21 points for 2 games in a row, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. So he filled it right up across the. I'm going to trade. Matty, do I trade him for Jalen Johnson or do I ride it out?
Miles Bridges.
Yeah.
Keep him.
I want to. I've been offered. There's a trade involving Jalen Johnson.
Nah, keep Miles Bridges.
I'm keeping.
He's underrated.
He's underrated.
Ethics for some reason.
No. I'm not sleeping on the guy. I picked him up off the waiver wire. Like, this was a guy that we didn't. He went in undrafted in many leagues. For some people who grabbed him and stashed him in IR and then dropped him, other people picked him up. This was a guy that I held on. I didn't draft him. I was going to take 1 or 2 guys. So I did it for Ja Morant. That kicked me in the bum. I drafted him late at about pick 100. And I was like, look, I'll just wait and I'll see. And then I'll put a charge on for the second half of the season and see how I go. You know what I mean? Like, I'm happy to wear the 25 games if I get some upside when I need it. Yeah, didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to, obviously, with him being out for the season. But I managed to pick up Miles Bridges, like, I think 2 weeks out. I was like, still, look, I'm sucking right now anyway. I haven't got Ja. At least when I come back, I'm going to come back full and let's go from here. So he's been a 10, but he's a trade candidate to go away to a lot of teams right now. So my eyes are on what Miles Bridges can bring back. Anyone for you this week that you've really kept your eye on, and apart from PJ Washington, that you're starting to see some good trend value come in?
Oh, I picked up Nick Richards this week. That worked out all right. But really struggling. I've got a Kongwu in a league. I'm looking to maybe drop him out. I added somebody else today. Just give me a second. You've put me on the spot a little bit.
I have. I like to put you on the spot. I like to make you think, because I'll fill with mine. Cam Whitmore. Now, I know Tara Eason is coming up very, very soon. He's coming back soon. He's coming back soon and soon. Whatever it is, Tari Eason is coming back. But Cam Whitmore hasn't had an opportunity to shine out so far this year. The Rockets have put together some interesting win-loss tallies lately. So I don't see them significantly dropping far out. But against Brooklyn today, it was good to see the Nets, though, can I just say? It was good to see the Nets get a win after some really close games for them. Like, they took Minnesota to the limit the other day, and they just luckily missed out on that one. So I was really stoked to see them pick up a W today. But today, Cam Whitmore, now the efficiency is up and down. The free throw percentage has been there, but today, another 3 threes, 19 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 block shot. No turnovers from him. I was tossing up a stream of him or Kelly Olynyk. I opted for Olynyk just from percentages because I know what I'm going to get with Kelly. Didn't think it was a bad option, but this kind of consistency from Cam Whitmore continues to impress. He's up 4% rostered in Yahoo leagues to 10%, which means he's only been rostered for 6. So there is some opportunity to pick him up this week, especially if Tara Eason is out.
Yep. Okay, you can hit me back again because I added Harry Barnes.
Hey, who are you picking up, Matty? Harry Barnes.
I just wanted to check if Lightning struck 3 times. And can I be completely honest? In the games that have gone as long as Anthony Davis's game, this is a points league I'm in. He has more fantasy points than Anthony Davis today. And I added Nick Richards as a streaming option today. And he outscored Jalen Brunson, Kawhi Leonard, OG Anunoby, Miles Bridges, currently outscoring Anthony Davis, and of course Harry Barnes as well. So Nick Richards and Harry Barnes, and I've won my week there with those 2 ads to finish the week. So yeah, Harry Barnes has been really good. He accumulated some extra stats again today. Of course, I don't expect him to score a 39 piece every game, but today, and the game's still going. Might I add? You know what? It's still in the third
105,
quarter.
107,
He's on 15
3
points. Yeah, he's on 15
Oh,
points.
so I thought you meant the Lakers. Oh.
No, I'm talking about Harry Barnes. 15 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and a block with no turnovers. So he's been really good. He's been better. I think that he's must roster at the moment. I think you've just got to add him. He's on a hot streak. There's obviously a lot of confidence in him at the moment from the team and with himself. I don't think you'll hold him for very long. I think you might have him for 10 days or so and you get off him. But look, a guy that scored 72 points in his last 2 games, you got to add him.
Yeah, he's on a heater right now. And Sacramento does have a favorable schedule this week, as we discussed. So you can get some burn out of Harry Barnes. And this is kind of what Harry Barnes does. Like, Harry Barnes does go through these like 2 or 3 or month-long stretches where people are like, wait a second, is Harry Barnes good? Well, the answer is maybe. He is good at times. Just like Andrew Wiggins right now is good at times. And I think everyone has collectively hung enough shit on Andrew Wiggins over the course of this year, like out of nowhere. Now, a minute ago when we were talking, I was like, oh no, it got closer. The game was 107 to 105. And then all of a sudden, 4 points later, within a minute of basketball, the Warriors spring up again. And guess who is out there doing real good work right now? Andrew Wiggins, 22 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, 8 from 11 from the field, 3 from 4 from 3. He's been playing okay. So I think there is a little bit of a watch on Andrew Wiggins. People are starting he's starting to pick up.
I think I might drop here on Onyeka Okongwu for him next week. I've used all my ads this week in that league. But I think Onyeka Okongwu, I think I've sort of run my course with him. So I dropped
I did the other week.
I dropped Xavier Tillman again this week as well. He's just not doing enough in the minutes and not getting as many minutes. So I've dropped him in basically most leagues. So
yeah, no, I hear that. And a guy who I'm thinking about as well, picking up as well, is Jared Vanderbilt. The offense seems to be clicking over for Jared Vanderbilt right now in the Lakers. Look, he's on the court right now. Taurean Prince has come off. Taurean Prince has played 24 minutes, 0 from 2 from the field. Not that confident. Vanderbilt's playing with a lot more confidence right now, and I like that from him. The 14 points is nice. The 9 rebounds is nice. The 3 steals is very, very nice. 3 assists as well from the fella. Can't complain about that at all. But back to that Wiggins point, if you look at his body of work over the past, I'm going to say his last 8 games, with 2 of them being out injured. There was a 17-5-8, a 7-4-1, fine. 16-5-1, 2 games out, 12-5-1, 17-4-4, 22-4-1 right now as this game is close. So he's just starting to put together. He's gone up 4% rostering in the past 24 hours on Yahoo Leagues to now be at 55% rostered. So this is now being like, could I pick him up in a 12-teamer? Well, when the Warriors have a
what's Golden State? It's favorable this week? They play some of the slower weeks games. So they play Tuesday and Saturday, right?
Yeah, they do. So the Golden State Warriors, here we go. So you've got Philly on Tuesday. They've got the Saturday, which is a 10-game big blockbuster. But the Saturday there that you've got is the Saturday game where there's only 6 games on. So you probably would target to pick him up if you're comfortable for your week. Look, you wouldn't pick him up just for Philly, but you could pick him up and drop him depending on how long your waiver wire is. Enough time for your Saturday game against Atlanta. So you pick him up against Philly for Tuesday. Use that 1 day ad, but then you can also hold him if you're comfortable for your week. Let go of the Sunday game because then the Golden State Warriors play Brooklyn. It was a pretty good matchup for them. Not too tough, not whatever. Talk about Brooklyn. Ben Simmons coming back this week is some news as well we need to discuss. And then they've got the Brooklyn game on the Monday. So you can get him for Saturday. If you're comfortable for your Sunday and you don't have to worry about it with the 9 games, sweet. You get him in for the Monday game. That's 1 ad, and you're picking up for week 16 in advance as well with Andrew Wiggins. And I actually can't believe that I'm saying Andrew Wiggins could be the shout right now. But he is. He's playing like it. And I'm pretty sure. Oh, Steph Curry.
Andrew Wiggins. I got a soft spot for him. So
this game is over and done with. Curry just hit a screen and roll into the corner with 5 minutes to go, and they've gone up 114 to 105. And D'Angelo Russell came back. This is a cracking game that's on right now, this Lakers and Warriors game. Because this is good. It does, because for me, I think it's one of the most intriguing matchups of the day, because the Lakers have crawled back to 500 for the year. Utah just won today. I think Dallas is about to lose this one against Sacramento. So if Dallas loses this and then the Lakers end up digging this out for a win after Utah, Houston's been putting it together. The Warriors are at 19 and 23. So if they start to put together wins right now, who gets the last spot? Is it going to be like the Memphis Grizzlies have won 3 in a row, for the love of God?
They're not. Memphis Grizzlies are too far back. But
they're too far back.
Yeah, I think the Lakers or the Warriors will make a push. I'm back in pedigree.
And this is the thing. So it's either going to be the Jazz that fall or Dallas. And I don't think Dallas is going to fall out because they're on 23 and 23. Houston's 2 games behind them and 4 games behind is Golden State. So if somehow they need to put a big run together right now, the Lakers, to beat these guys. Because if they can beat the Warriors, they just put that gap on. So I just find it really intriguing, especially with how well the Lakers have kind of been playing lately against a team that hasn't been playing well lately. And then all of a sudden, guess what? You get primetime Steph Curry, 27 points, 6 assists, 10 of 20, 6 threes, looking good. Klay Thompson playing good basketball. And even Pod has been playing good basketball. And I think Pod is a really interesting stream for the next week as well, in those days where you can attack him for the light games.
Do you know the worst thing? And not a big fan of Lakers fans. I do think that they're a lot of the time bandwagoners and the guys that watch the things on prime time, they probably don't have league pass access. But D'Lo's been their best player in the last 2 weeks.
Okay, so we used to have an argument, and I know that we're going to get DMs off Phil for this. Jesus Christ!
No, leave that one alone. The D'Lo's been phenomenal.
I'm going to mention there was a comment that he could possibly be the worst starting guard in the NBA, and I went through deep, and I had offended him because for a reason I don't think he's been that bad. And historically speaking, he has moments where he shows great competency, and then he doesn't show competency. But right now, he's playing really well.
Let me rattle off his last 5 games. 29 points, 20 points, 34 points, 27 points, and 29 points. That's the worst starting player in the league. 10 assists, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 rebound, 7 assists, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 rebounds. Worst player in the league.
Worst guard in the league. I think it was worst guard in the league. But the thing was this, D'Angelo Russell in the past 2 weeks has been the 18th ranked player in fantasy. So it's not about a basketball IQ thing. And you've got to give it to him. And guess where LeBron's been? 65.
Yeah.
Austin Reeves, 87. So this is, if you go sort by guards, mate, that means he's been better than James Harden, means better than Paul George, better than Buddy Hield, better than Jalen fucking Green. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But the guy has been on an absolute heater right now.
Yeah.
Anyone has been.
I'm so happy that I am a D'Angelo Russell owner because I'm a D'Lo owner in a lot.
Is that the league where you dropped him? You dropped him and picked him back up? Because there was a window where he was dropped in so many leagues as well. Because if you look at D'Lo when he was out,
That was the one that goes
and
120 deep.
Yeah. And I saw him on the waiver wire a couple of times. Like, oh, maybe I'll give him a crack when he comes back just to fill in some guard spots. I didn't. Some people picked him up, and he has gone absolutely bonkers since his return. And the thing is this: if he is unhappy, you know how Russell Westbrook in the Lakers last year was like a broody, like, oh, fucking.
Yeah.
This was D'Angelo Russell legitimately seems engaged for someone who could be traded. Yeah. You're hearing things out of the locker room where he's been saying, like, I just want us to win. I just want to go with it and go. Darvin Ham has put him back into the starting lineup. That's promising for him. You know, this is a really good engaged D'Angelo Russell. And again, we can't underestimate that this is a guy who put the Lakers with him and Vanderbilt coming into their team to the Western Conference Finals last year. And if he's playing like this, I only think it increases his trade value. Now, look, the 5 from 14 from the 4 isn't great today. His free throw shooting is the thing which has been the most impressive with him. He's really improved that this year to be more dependable. But, mate, I don't think he's the worst guard by any means, but he's also been playing at just a bloody elite level. Like, good on him as well for turning it around and staying engaged.
Yeah, he's been great.
Let's give him can we give him an honorary squeeze? Here, look, this is for you, D'Lo.
You can give him a bit of a squeeze. Use promo code INSIDE15 for 15% off your order on all our squeeze products. And also just try and use promo code D'Lo Rules and just see what that does for you as well. And I can promise you this, it'll just say void and error, and you can't use anything for that whatsoever. Mate, that'll pretty much wrap us up for our Week 15 preview. We've got big news coming up in the next couple of weeks. Make sure you like and subscribe to all things Inside Fantasy Sports at Inside F Sports. I am at NBA GWiz. This is my guy at SC_Mattrix. You've got an NRL podcast coming up tonight as well. Get on the boys with Brano and Whisperer. We've got big things coming. It's the Hooker podcast. It's the ladies of the night.
Can we actually put that up as the banner at the end? I'll do the graphic for it if it just says ladies of the night. That'd be fantastic. Have an absolute cracker, everyone. We'll see you real soon. Stay engaged with your Week 15. Put comments down below in the chat. We'll get back to you as best we can to respond to all your trade questions and who your pickups are for the week. Make the most out of it. Get onto you guys. We'll see you soon.